Hey everyone, and welcome to the Shua Life Skills video blog. This is Ron Shuali from Shua Life Skills. This is episode number 12, Fast Forward Testing. I am the creator of the Shua Life Skills Structure System, Shua Fundo and Yogarati, and also the author of Building the 21st Century Child and Instruction Manual. What is fast forward testing, you ask? Good question. When we talk to a child about behavior changes, we want to make sure that they understand there's a consequence for a negative behavior. However, sometimes we're afraid that that child will actually test us to see if we're going to follow through. So the first things first is to make sure that if there's ever a consequence that you put towards a child, you need to be able to follow up with it 100%. Not 99%, not 98%, 100%. If you're saying a consequence or a threat that cannot be followed through every single time, you're setting yourself up for upset, and you're setting up that child to know that you're not going to follow through with what you say you're going to do. So fast forward testing is actually having the child test you as soon as you give out the consequence so that there could be no mistake. For example, if I tell a child, do I want you running or do I want you sitting quietly? That's using my auditory and my visual preframe, and I look at the child and they usually give me the answer that they know is correct. If they look at me and tell me, I want you sitting quietly, good job, and you high five them. Then you say, now, if you get off of your spot, or if you're not sitting quietly, then you put the consequence. I'm going to take away this, you won't get your toy time, you won't get this, you won't get that, doesn't matter if it's in a classroom, at home. And here's the fast forward testing. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and display that behavior now. I just practiced this with the preschool that I was in last Friday morning. I had two kids that were running and flaying all over the place, and the teachers didn't know what to do with them. And I told them, separate the children, give them each a consequence, and then take both children and put them right next to each other and tell them, if you touch him, then you're going over there and here's his consequence. If you touch him, then you're going over there and here's your consequence. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and touch him now. Both children intentionally took their hands and put them on their laps to make sure that they weren't touching their friend. Now you got to understand too that that's only going to happen until you turn your back. Then you have to assume that they're going to test you right there, which is why you always either want to have a secondary parent or teacher to kind of see what's going on, or make sure that you can see through a mirror. They will test you. They're going to test you. 100% of the time, if you've been following through with everything you're going to say, they don't have a reason to test you. They know you're going to follow through. Majority of us don't follow through 100% of the time. Expect to be tested. So remember, lay down a consequence. If you do this, then this is what's going to happen. And if you don't believe me, then do this right now. And watch how the child actually processes and chooses not to display that behavior. The key, remember, is to make sure that you follow up and make sure that you catch them in the act just in case. And then, forget about all the side conversation. Forget about the, what did we just talk about? Did you just hit him? This is what you did. You broke the rule. Here's the consequence. That's it. It's easy. It's simple. If you keep the emotion out, because right now we're trying to discipline and train these kids, and we're not getting emotional with them. That's the hard part. Being a parent or being a teacher and then being a disciplinarian are two different worlds. Parenting, teaching, bring emotion in. Love the kids. Have a great time with them. Enjoy what they're learning. When it's time for discipline, non-emotional responses work the best. And if your idea is better, ask yourself, is it working? And I challenge you to try mine. Ron Shuali from Shua Life Skills. Breathe in and Shua.